He is box office, if nothing else.
I don't like doing interviews, but I like interviewing so much better.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So, I mean, we're in one of probably the best places in tennis history right now, guys. We're literally on the top of a ranking watching all these competitors play. Johnny Mac would have been here, Kyrgios has been here, all the best tennis players in the world. So one of my favorite quotes, I guess, that you've said, I can't promise you'll love me forever, but I can promise you'll never forget me.
You cannot be serious!
So how do you want to be remembered when it's all said and done?
Well, hopefully that people recognize that I gave back to the sport, that gave me a lot. That would be remembered. That people said he brought something to the table. Not just a talent, hopefully to play the game, but also an intensity and a personality. And hopefully thought as a good person. Look at this. I mean, I don't know how you got permission to do this. I mean, I thought you're the new bad boy. How do you get to be? I've never been on Henman Hill. I walked by it, but this isn't too shabby.
Can I have the referee, please? No. Can I have the referee?
Bring us in, Roger.
I've had some controversial moments, you've had some controversial moments, but I think the famous "you cannot be serious," I think no one's ever topped that moment has lived on for so long. And do you ever wish that someone topped that?
It was the wrong side.
The ball came up all over.
No, it was a bit of a spread, Mr. McEnroe. That was a good call.
Excuse me?
That was a bit of a spread.
Look, you can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line. Chalk flew up. It was clearly in. How can you possibly call that out? How many you can miss? That he's walking over. Everyone knows it's in this whole stadium, and you call it out? Explain that to me, will you?
The linesman called a...
People think of it as funny.
It's good. I love it.
I'll tell you, my dad used to manage me the first 10 years of my career, God rest his soul, and he was a lawyer. So he would say to me, John, you don't need to do this. You're better than them, just play. Of course, he would say, you don't need to do this. You're better than them. So he goes, but don't curse. He goes, but if you question an umpire, just don't curse. If you say stuff that's, they can't do anything.
That's
so
true.
That's where I came up with, you cannot be serious! It's a phrase. It's a cool thing. So I'm sort of proud. I lost all my other records. I think ultimately, I'm sure even you know this, you have to be yourself.
Definitely.
If you're not yourself, then it's just everything, it's so obvious to me.
Andy, how are you, big fella?
Can we just say hello to you?
Say hello.
Just to say hello to this legend.
What's going on here?
And this is just candid now.
Just have this guy just show this.
Sir Andy Murray.
How are you doing? You all right?
Put him on the spot now, he's nervous.
You love that.
He's nervous
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Has he been behaving? Or?
No, he's been good.
You mean him?
No.
Him or me? What do you mean?
He's actually, you're crazier than I am, hands down.
What do you think? Who's crazier, in your opinion? Tough question.
I'd probably go you.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, I maybe know him a bit better off the court, so I've obviously seen both of you on it.
I have 6.
And both obviously are up there on the crazy spectrum on the court, but off it, yeah.
I've got time to make that up though. By the time I get to your age.
Man, that's a little disappointing, but it's
Thanks,
honest.
Andy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Appreciate
All the
it.
best,
Good luck.
man.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Thanks for stopping by.
That was perfect, actually.
Yeah.
So this is more of a personal one because I was reading this and when they said this, so there's a great quote, to be a genius is to be misunderstood. And the British press, I think, misunderstood, and I quote, "Super brat, the most vain, ill-tempered, petulant loudmouth that the game of tennis has ever known." They said that about you when you were 20 years old. And for me personally, I've been called so many things.
Yeah, it's constant bullying. That's what he does.
Eventually, it's actually helped me become the person I am, thick skin, and I don't really care about it anymore. But you were 20 when they said that about you, and you were achieving things that are the game had never seen before. How did you deal with that at a mental level?
Not very well, if people watch me play, but I think they had it completely wrong. If anything, I was shy. It's what's better to show, fear, vulnerability, like you start crying on the court, or anger. If that's the
anger.
choices.
Yeah.
So I'd look at it like, I was brought up, now it's different now, I think, with the way people look at mental health, et cetera. It's not just, Naomi Osaka and Simone Biles, it's also a lot of male athletes. How do you deal with it? And I think that I hid behind, it's better to get angry and deal with the ramifications of that than show fear, vulnerability, and,
Especially on the court, I think.
Exactly.
Play on. I'd like the referee. Play on. Mr. McEnroe, you are getting a public warning. Now, please play on.
They don't know what if I care about the sport, or they don't know me at all. It's extremely frustrating to feel like they have it totally wrong. I think I took responsibility for times that I deserved it. It's not like I never did anything wrong.
Yeah. I think you're known as the crazy guy, but obviously your level was, you won Grand Slams. So you're only loved now. I haven't ran into one person that says they don't like Johnny Mac.
Well, I'm sure you could find some, but I did feel like even when I was being criticized a lot in the press, suspend this guy, he's terrible for the game. And, when I first played, there was sort of the punk revolution, so it was sort of going against the grain in society in a sense. And so I started to realize that, number one, a lot of these people were supporting me. I had a lot of the working class, the normal people were, they were behind me, like, you keep doing it. And they sort of felt like the outside looking in. So I felt like it was like trying to break through a wall.
Yep.
If I could do that, I think that people would see me in a different way. I didn't really succeed in doing that while I was playing, but I think afterwards, when I got into commentating, like BBC, for example, allowing me to sort of just do your thing, be yourself. What I appreciate is that I was allowed the chance to be me, and hopefully people have seen, hey, maybe that guy's not so bad after all. Maybe he's got a sense of humor.
You do have a great sense of humor.
I like your attitude on the court, man.
Excuse me. There he is. You good, baby? Good to see you.
Okay, I gotta give this guy a little love, man. He needs a little love sometimes.
He's
not saying something.
He's got a little bit of the dark side in him.
If the two of us are saying that.
That's extraordinary for Rublev.
You've got so many things going on. You got your tennis, in the tennis world, the commentating, family, you got, you're playing guitar, you're collaborating with all these amazing people. How do you find time to just balance everything, where you just kind of take it as it comes?
I think it's something that I've been trying to sort of figure out for the past 30 years. I think when you're playing on the pro level, you feel like you're in this bubble. You feel like there's got to be more to life than what this is. And so it's a process. I've been trying to sort of wean off that, stuff that your ego trip for a long time. And I think I've done a pretty good job of, even when I failed at certain things, whether I tried a game show, a talk show, a lot of things that I thought maybe it'd be the direction I would turn didn't work out the way that I thought it would, weren't successful. But, they always say you learn more from losing than you do from winning. Well, if that's the case, then I better learn something from these things and find out what it is that really, makes me happy and, head towards that. This process continues to this day and has been going on for a long, long time. And I feel like I'm actually pretty proud of the way I've tried to do it.
One thing you can't live without.
One thing I can't live without.
Oh, you're just going to say your guitar.
I was going to say my guitar. I better say
your wife.
Your wife. Yeah.
So, Johnny Mac, Wikipedia says you've done it all. What's next for you?
What's next for me would be, the ultimate dream would be to go join a rock and roll band, preferably with my wife, and go out and do a real tour and really play music on a more regular basis.
Can I control the social media for that?
Yeah, please do, because we need some serious help.
What's one quote for the road, for everyone?
It doesn't matter whether you win or lose, until you lose.
That's good. We're done.